Welcome back. Now, job creation and the high rate of youth unemployment are some of South Africa's biggest challenges. And due to the recession, the country's unemployment rate pushed up to 24.3%. And the shortage of skills also plays a crucial role. Now, are young people employable is the question. Give us your opinion on 011-537-9332 or 9333. And to give us more insight about the high rate of youth unemployment, we're joined by General Manager of Real Consulting, Gary Michelson. Gary, thanks so much for your time. Just looking at the way the economy is expanding, I think now we're sitting at 3.2%, and yet we're unable to absorb the unemployed. What do you think are the disparities, really?
So, Cindy, there's a number of reasons affecting the high levels of unemployment. Obviously, there's the recessionary environment that we're coming out of at the moment and still a part of. There's also, as you've touched on briefly, the skills gap in South Africa, whereby we need to try get our people up to a higher skill level. There's also the education system, which is can also definitely be slightly improved. We're in an amazing period of transition at the moment, but with that needs to come an improved education system. And then also, I think a very important area to touch on is the attitude of our people. With coming out and being in transition, we really need to grow with the country and have an attitude of an entrepreneurial spirit, an attitude of accountability, people taking responsibility for their actions and really doing everything they can in terms of working on themselves and trying to upskill.
Because with the skills shortages, especially critical skills in science, engineering and mathematics, you find that we have a number of graduates as well that have the theoretical academic qualifications and not the hands-on experience. That in itself creates a problem, doesn't it?
Yes, it does indeed. There's always going to be an issue of people, a certain number of people coming out of the system and struggling to find jobs. And I think in terms of that, we really need to make sure that in terms of universities and technicons, that they're actually assisting in the whole employment process and really trying to facilitate a forum whereby not only big companies are going to do recruiting on campuses, but also connecting people with smaller and medium companies where there are amazing job opportunities.
But we can't be perpetually training people if the employment opportunities are not there.
Yes, 100%. So, we need to take cognizance of the fact that we are in a difficult economic environment at the moment, and I think the main way to overcome that is really to cultivate an entrepreneurial spirit within the country. Each of us needs to have a look at our markets and where we're living, and really try to see where there are gaps in that market, and try to see how we can, in our own unique way, really try to develop the economy and the area we're living in.
We're talking about job creation and how young people can take advantage of opportunities. Debbie is in KwaZulu-Natal. Hello to you, Debbie, and thanks for holding. What's your comment?
Good morning. I've got a daughter who's just she's finished a degree in economics and an honours in management. And the problem is that even for want of earning a huge salary, when she's had to go through a lot of interviews or even just sending out a CV, it's just a cover. People don't want to employ because they've got no work experience. And I mean, to get work experience, you need to be employed somewhere.
Yeah, but is your daughter willing to take a lower paying job, for instance, or something that is not even related to the industry that she's qualified in?
Well, we've even tried that. I mean, we were even prepared, even with her honours, even if she could earn 5,000 rand, we were going to be quite happy with that. And I mean, even that, we couldn't even come right with.
All right, Gary, that's your one.
Yeah, so I think you mentioned a good point there, Cindy, is that one of the crucial things in these tough economic times is that people have to keep a positive attitude and really go into a job interview and not have the mindset that please can you offer me a job, rather come from the point of view, what do I have to offer this company? And I think that's a very subtle change in mindset, but it can be very powerful in the interview situation.
Yeah, because gone are the days when you do have your academic credentials and you come there with a 10-page CV and you walk into an office and they think, okay, you qualify for the job, there's your corner office. These days it has to be how you market yourself as well and what value you're adding to the company.
100%. So going into the job interview with that mindset, really coming to a company and saying, hey, this is what I've got to offer you. I'm extremely valuable in these areas. I'm prepared to work for a low salary and prove myself and really take accountability. And just give me a chance. If I perform within my role, then great. And if I don't perform within my role, you haven't lost out on anything. And I think if you go into a company with that sort of attitude, they should be much more willing to take you on.
Pro is calling us in Mpumalanga. Hello, Pro.
Hello, how are you, Cindy?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. Hello, how are you?
We're listening. Yes, yes. Carry on.
Yeah, you see, the thing is that contributes to the high unemployment rate. It's because of...
All right, unfortunately we lost Pro there. But just coming back to how you assert yourself without necessarily being overbearing, it obviously has to be to deal with the entire package, how you present yourself, how you carry yourself, how you look, how you sound. Where, if you don't have the life skills, if you've never worked previously, where then does one get those kind of skills, soft skills?
Sure. So I think people have got to come from the mentality of trying to educate themselves as much as possible. You know, there are many different media out there whereby one can look at areas of trying to develop oneself. But if obviously, you know, with certain people in the country not having access to all those media, I think it's also a process of internalization, really asking yourself, what are my key strengths, what are my key weaknesses, and how am I going to take responsibility in order to really be proactive in developing my areas of where I'm strong in, and also working on areas that I'm weak in and acknowledging that I have those weak areas and how can I improve in those areas.
Nangaba and welcome, hello to you and thanks so much for joining us. What's your comment or question?
Okay, Cindy, I've got a comment about the job, like employment, the way we working in having employment here. Like I'm saying in Velco, I've been working in for like I'm volunteering, right? So we've been working there for 1.5 years, and they keep promising us we can get a job. I've got a diploma in computer clerk, but I haven't been employed. I've been applying, but all they want the experience. How can you have an experience if you can't?
Yeah, that's a common one, you know, that keeps coming up. Thanks so much, Nungaba. Without the necessary qualification or experience in this case, you're very unlikely to advance if nobody gives you a chance.
Yes, so I think it's similar to the previous question that we had, in that people have to try get creative in terms of just getting the foot in the door in order to try get experience. And that may be volunteering to start off with for the first few months, and really going into the job and performing and being motivated. And then once you've come through that period and you're really adding value to the company, then hopefully the company will be more prepared to keep you on with pay.
So for your tip in terms of being assertive and going after the job that you want and being ready for the opportunity when it does arise would be what?
It would be to really just try get your foot in the door. So obviously that's tough at the moment, but I think the way to do that is to actually volunteer your services for a period of time. There are many companies that have programs during, for example, the holidays, and you can do an internship there for a few months. And I think that's a very good way of getting the foot in the door. And also not only looking at the big corporates out there where there's a lot of competition to get in, but also really trying to expand one's network and looking at smaller and medium-sized companies as well, where there are also fantastic opportunities.
All right, Gary, thanks for your time. Shalom. Thanks.
Thank you.
We're speaking to Gary Michelson from Real Consulting regarding the high rate of youth unemployment and what you can do as a young person to prepare yourself for the work opportunity. Thanks for everybody who's made or took the trouble to call. We'll take a quick ad break. We'll see you on the other side.